Hey, how's it going? So this topic is that I want to talk about in this video is the topic of choosing a topic, interestingly enough, in an informative category. So this is for the informative speech, not to be confused with the narrative or storytelling speech or the introductory speeches. Okay, so you're in the process of trying to choose a topic for your informative speech. And one of the things that comes up is you want an informative topic and not a persuasive topic. That's the idea anyway. So informative speech, the idea is to inform people. You certainly can be very enthusiastic about your topic, but the idea is to avoid things that are in the persuasive category. So examples of informative topics are things like the history of ping pong, or that would be something that would be very informative, or something like the origin of the cartoon characters, the chipmunks, as in the chipmunks that sing, if you've ever seen them. Examples of things that would be more persuasive would be things like euthanasia, the death penalty, the legalization of marijuana, gay marriage, encouraging people to exercise, encouraging people to switch from coffee to green tea, all those kinds of more controversial things where you're trying to push people in a particular direction. Those we consider to be more in the category of persuasive. All right. So what you can do, though, oftentimes is you can tweak a topic and really work on keeping it informative and sort of approach it from an informative perspective, even though it may seem persuasive. And that's one way to handle it if you really are kind of wedded to a topic. So, for example, I once had a student that was interested in doing a speech about the electric chair. And I was concerned because I thought, oh my gosh, the electric chair reminds me of the death penalty and all that. So I talked to the student and I said, well, the death penalty is probably not a good topic for an informative speech. And the student said to me, wait a minute, Sammy, you don't understand. I don't want to give a speech about the death penalty. Remember, you didn't listen to me. I told you I want to give a speech about the electric chair, the actual chair, how the chair works, the history of it, etc. So that was really a great way to handle that whole thing. Just to sort of, approach it from that perspective of like not being pro death penalty or anti death penalty, but just sort of taking like a look at the electric chair itself. All right. So it is possible to do that, even if the topic seems controversial, or you can pick something that just, right off the big bat, it's going to be informative, like the history of basketball, the sport of basketball. That would be right off the bat informative, or something about like a biography of a celebrity. That would be, typically right off the bat informative for the most part. So that's something to consider. Also, just since I have your attention here, I might mention that you are also going to want to narrow your topics. So you've got these topics and they're broad, and you might want to narrow them. So for example, I had a student once that wanted to give a speech about California, which is, fascinating but huge. And then she narrowed it down to just San Francisco, and then narrowed it down even further to the Castro, and then she narrowed it down to a specific era in the Castro district of San Francisco. So just the narrowing it is also very helpful there. So if you have any questions, just let me know, but basically have fun picking a topic for your informative speech. And again, that's the informative topic, not the intro speech or the storytelling / narrative one, but the third speech, the informative one. There's a sample video of a speech to watch about chili peppers. So check that out. That might help to watch that video. And you can see that in Canvas. I've posted it up. And it gives you just kind of a sense of different topics and whatnot. And then there's assignment sheets and descriptions and handouts and whatnot in Canvas about the assignment too. But I just want to go over this basic thing of trying to keep things basically informative. And incidentally, just because something's informative doesn't mean you can't be enthusiastic about it. You can't be excited about it. So for example, if you're going to give a speech about the origin of ping pong, as I was mentioning earlier, I understand you might be excited about ping pong. That doesn't make it persuasive. It's just when you try to push people in a particular direction and say, we should have more funding for ping pong programs in America or something like that. That's when it gets persuasive. So just, kind of play with that a little bit and have fun. And let me know if you have questions, of course, as always, when you're selecting your topics. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.